So we live together.
Yep.
We watch football together.
Yep.
We talk about football together.
Yep.
Why don't we just start a podcast?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Eye Test. It's myself, VS, and my guy, CultureCams. Now, there have been 10 games played in the Premier League so far, so we thought actually this would be an interesting checkpoint in the season to analyze how everyone has done so far up to this point and give them a grade. We're back in school, man. A, B, C, D, and F. We're going to be going through every Premier League team and grading how their season has been so far. Now, Cam, I asked you to prepare for this one. We don't usually do homework on the eye test, but I gave it to you this time. Let's start with Arsenal. League leaders, but also alphabetically first. How do you have them right now?
A. Can't be denied. A. They're the best team in the league at the moment. We're looking at their conceded thing that we're talking about. Their conceded record. Only conceded 3, scored 18 league goals. There's only 2 off Man City. So their goal difference, 15 plus. I think right now, when you're not even just looking at the statistics, you're looking at the performances, it's comfortable for them. Right now, you're looking at it and you're thinking, who's going to score against them, let alone who's going to win a match. So I think Arsenal have got to be an A. They had a little loss against Liverpool, but again, that was a Szoboszlai worldie in which he hasn't replicated it since. Those are not once in a lifetime, but those are very rare goals. So you look at, they only conceded a goal to Haaland on the transition, and the other one was what was the goal? It was a own goal, was it, believe? It might have been own goal?
Honestly, it's so difficult to remember the goals they've conceded.
They've conceded 3. There was a free kick. Was it a penalty? Might have been a penalty. Anyway, the goals that they conceded has pretty much been out of their control in a way. They conceded 1 open play goal, which is Erling Haaland, I believe it is. So when you look at what Arsenal are doing, I think it's undeniable that right now they have got to be an A. They're the league leaders, and 10 games in, all they're doing right now is chasing records. It feels like, you know, I'm not going to include Europe, obviously, but they're doing the same thing in Europe. So you just look at Arsenal in totality, and I think it has to be a solid A, bro.
The goal they conceded was Voltemata, Newcastle, header.
Okay, so
That's
2 from open play. Okay, cool. First,
No, I agree. I also gave them an A. Obviously, we didn't give each other our grades, so we're kind of finding it out on the episode. I gave them an A as well, too, man. At the beginning of the season, first and foremost, I don't think they were the favorites to win the league this year. I think most people would have said Liverpool. The way they've started the season, it was a little shaky at the beginning in terms of the performances. United, for me, now it looks like a blip, but I didn't think looked great at the time. Liverpool, I was less than convinced with the way they set up. But it's like you said, bro, 3 goals conceded, top of the table by 6 points, I believe. And they look like the team that are the hardest to beat at the moment. And I think when you look at that throughout a season, it'll be very difficult, in my opinion, for a team to catch up with them. They look like the best team in the league. So, I would give them an A. Next up, Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, I have got as a D. What have you got?
I also have them as a D.
Is it a D,
yeah? I also have them as a D.
I have them as a D because I think about Aston Villa, right? And to be fair to Aston Villa, after their summer window, I wasn't too enthused with their chances this season.
Agreed.
You know, I thought, okay, that wasn't a great window. In the end, they brought in Harvey Elliott and they brought in Jadon Sancho. Did we really have any high expectations for Jadon Sancho? Not really.
They brought Lindelof on free as well too.
Lindelof, completely forgot about him. So when I look at Aston Villa, I wasn't expecting much, but I'm still a little bit disappointed. You look at like Ollie Watkins, he's not scoring goals. You look at their front line, it doesn't feel like anything is really. You look at Villa and you're just like, okay, you know, nothing's impressive about Villa at the moment. Only thing that's a little bit impressive, I think, is Matty Cash at the moment.
Yeah.
Matty Cash seems like the only player that's turned up this season and ready to play. They got -1 goal difference in the league. Aston Villa, the opportunity that they had, in my opinion, against Liverpool, you look at Liverpool and it's like, yo, not they're like 3 points, but they were on their knees at that point.
They've shown holes in their system that their teams have exploited.
And Emery went with such a negative kind of pragmatic style. So again, that was disappointing for me. So I look at Aston Villa in totality. They're playing in Europe at the moment, but again, I'm not going to use that as a reason for why they are having a bad season this year. I think it stems from their summer. Not in my opinion, what's the word, bolstering their squad in any way.
It wasn't really their fault. I felt Villa last season, well, as you might have known, I think they had the highest wage turnover in the entire Premier League. Like 90% of the money that they were spending was on their wages.
Yeah.
And a big thing that they needed to do was make Champions League football to continue being able to basically fund the crazy lifestyle that they're living, right? And that decision at Old Trafford last game of the season, where was it? Emi
Martinez.
Yeah, and then also I think we got a penalty that probably shouldn't have been a penalty as well too. That really killed them, bro. If they had made Champions League, I think sure, maybe they go in for Rashford again and bring him back in. Maybe they are able to bolster that squad. Because I agree. I look at the squad right now at this point in the season, and I do think it's a weaker squad to the one that they had challenging the Champions League, looking good in the Premier League. You look at the start of the season they've had, bro. They were winless in their first 5, scoreless in their first 4. They went on a nice little run of winning 4 in a row. They beat Spurs. They beat City. But I think that the word I used for Aston Villa in the summer is
only 9 goals, bro.
Yeah.
They've scored 9 goals. I think Matty Cash has 2 or 3 of them.
You know what the word I used for Villa in the summer is bland. I feel like things at Villa Park have gone bland. And it's difficult for Emery, in my opinion, right? Because how do you really go further than what he's done? He's taken Aston Villa from a club that were being threatened relegation when he took over to the Champions League, deep into that competition.
Yeah.
I mean, he's brought them to a semi-final of a cup. He's had Villa fans having their best moments of the last 10, 15 years. How do you kind of do more than that, especially when the finances aren't really at your disposal? I feel like he's kind of capped himself at what he can do at Villa now. The only thing maybe is if he wins a cup, but in terms of league position, they're not going to make the Champions League again, in my opinion.
And that's disappointing, though. So, like, when you're saying, like, has they reached their ceiling? They probably have now, but if you had said to me, okay, obviously you're including, like, you know, what happened to them in terms of their wage and stuff, but, bro, the Premier League, Aston Villa could not easily, that's a stretch, but Aston Villa could be a team that's challenging for top 3. Now, win the Premier League? No. But you're looking at the teams in and around it, Newcastle's and Chelsea, and for a second we're thinking, okay, can we?
Yeah, last season Villa were on all these guys' level.
Exactly. You're looking at these teams.
But that's the problem, Cam. I think all those other teams since last season, I feel have been on an upward trajectory in terms of the players that they're bringing in, the way they're expanding their football. Yeah. I feel like while all those teams were going up, Villa have at best stayed the same, and so one could actually argue they're a worse team in terms of players than they were last season.
I think they're a worse team, and you think about in January they brought in Rashford, they brought in Asensio, and if you replace that with Elliot, and
they replaced Duran. Let's not forget they replaced Duran with Rashford, and then replaced Rashford with who? Jadon Sancho. So yeah, it's a weird one for Aston Villa. Like
9 goals is poor. That's only 2.
That's only Watkins as well too. We're talking about players that they lost their game.
Yeah,
we have to remember as well too. Key players for them, I think, have probably declined in form this season. I know Yuri. I know Yuri's your guy. I don't think Onana has played at his best level this season as well too. Yuri Tielemans, is a fantastic player. It just feels like it's gone bland.
Yeah,
my hot take at the start of the season was I think Emery might walk at the end of the year, and a lot of Villa fans they were upset about that, obviously. But I think as a manager, when you feel like you can't do any better than you already have, at some point your ambition kind of kicks in, and it's like, is this the best I can do?
9 goals scored, 10 conceded, only 2 more goals than Wolves.
That's poor. That's poor. I mean, they're 11th right now, and they're kind of in that mix of...
Yeah, definitely.
They're kind of in that mixed team. We're saying it. They're only 3 points off third, right? Like, they could have jumped off the table, really, if they had beat Liverpool.
I mean, the table looks like championship at the moment, though. You know what I mean? The table literally looks at the championship.
It's really hard to take too much
into where positions are right now.
For anywhere between, I would say, 4th to, funny enough, probably where Newcastle are 13th.
You're looking at it, right? This looks like a season where you're only really going to start seeing where teams are 20 games in, which is interesting because it's like, as I said, like the championship, you could be a 12th and you're actually only a few points off the playoffs. Yeah. So it's looking like that at the moment. So we'll see. But yeah, I
think the goal for them this year is win Europa League. First of all, get that trophy, get back to the Champions League through that. That's obviously Emery's specialty.
True.
Because I think the league right now is rough for them. Let's go to Bournemouth.
Bournemouth was a tough one to do,
Really?
You know? Yeah, because
I gave them an A.
I was thinking I'm kind of like in between A and B,
really?
but I'm going to give them an A.
Okay.
I'm going to give them an A because one, I think the way they compete with every single team is super impressive. You know what I mean? The energy they play with, Areola as a manager, I just think he's got something really going on at Bournemouth. And when you look at Bournemouth, I think I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. But Bournemouth might be the smallest club in the Premier League.
I would probably imagine
they might be.
I'd
you know,
probably imagine they are. Maybe Burnley is down there.
I was thinking of Burnley.
Brighton.
But I was
maybe.
thinking Brighton and Burnley.
I think Bournemouth,
but I
though,
think
in
it might
terms
be
of ground,
Bournemouth.
like, yeah, you probably have an argument there.
Yeah. So to be in the top 5, Bournemouth at the moment, and they've had a big. Who'd they beat? It was a big win. Liverpool.
No, they lost Liverpool.
City.
No, they lost.
No,
They've lost. You're so funny.
They beat somebody.
You know, so funny. They've lost 2 games last season. It's
Liverpool. No, they
City.
beat somebody. Who was the big stain when Semenyo scored?
Spurs.
Was it Spurs? Yes. They beat Spurs.
They beat Spurs away and they thrashed Spurs away.
That's what I was trying to say. Sorry.
They really battered them. It was a 1-0, but it was a really convincing one.
That was the worst performance of Spurs this season. It was a proper schooling. And even when you go
to that point, the Chelsea game this weekend was bad, bro.
Oh, good point. Good
that
point.
Was
yeah,
bad.
That was bad. Yeah, you're right. That was bad. But when I look at Bournemouth, I think, okay, Semenyo hasn't scored for the last few games and stuff, but they're still finding other people to chip in and score. They've scored 17 goals in the league, bro. That's 1 less than Arsenal. Yeah. That's one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League. So I just look at Bournemouth, and now they're becoming one of them teams where it's like a hard game for everybody.
Of course.
Like the game against City, people are saying that they were naive. I don't really think it was naive. I'm not going to lie, I do think Iraola got schooled a little bit by Pep in that game because Pep let him have the ball, which is going to make your team play higher. So when people are saying, why are they defending on halfway line? I'm like, they had the football.
But also, you can't win with some people. Some people will complain, why do teams go to City and just park the bus, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't win sometimes.
Yeah, they had the football. So I got to give him credit for that. They had the football. They were trying to play Erling Haaland. A turnover, you lose. But I think with what Bournemouth are doing, the excitement that they're offering, some players that I think they've got a few players in their team where like, can they move up a level?
They feel to me like the new Brighton in terms of recruitment. Yeah. They lose players, and the next player that comes in, you immediately think...
Krupi, the striker, coming in.
Krupi Jr. I think he was Ligue 2 player of the season last year. They have this deal with Lorient now where they kind of send players there back and forth. But he's highly rated in France. Bro,
and in context, just to obviously everything we're saying now is in context, not just like the results. They lost Dean Huijsen,
of course,
and they lost Zubani.
They lost Kerkez,
Kepa,
Zubani, and Dean Huijsen.
4 of their back 5 they've lost, and they're sitting 5th.
And look at the players that have come in as well too that have replaced them. Have all been really good. Truffert at left back looks really, really good.
Gary Neville loves him, innit?
Jimenez looks really, really good as well too. Obviously, the defenders, one of them, Senesi, has been there. I think Bournemouth now are kind of like in that Brighton mold in terms of any player that comes in, you have to keep an eye out for because clearly there's a lot of research that's going into that player. I think, bro, you're talking about context, but I think that has to be taken into account. What were the preseason expectations for Bournemouth when you lose as many players as you did? And there's a lot of unknowns coming in as well too. If you had told Bournemouth fans at the start of the season you're going to lose 2 games after 10, and they're going to be the City and Liverpool, and you're going to be sitting 5th in the league after everything that happened in the summer, they'd probably call you crazy. So for me, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Next up, I think is Brentford. I went for alphabetical Brentford.
Brentford. Now, this one is interesting, yeah? I gave Brentford a B.
I did as well. Yo, what the hell?
Hey, what the fuck?
Yo, I kept I'll give him a B.
What the hell?
Yeah,
I gave Brentford a B.
Yeah.
Solely on context.
But no, I think context is needed, though, bro. Solely, when you judge a team season, you have to think about what you thought they were going to do.
Okay, fair. Yeah. Solely on the context. Because some people are going to look at 12. Why are you giving them B in 12? But, bro, they lost Wissa in a mad way. Like, he kicked up a fuss, man. That can disrupt your whole season.
Yeah, he was their own Isaac situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They lost Mbumo, obviously, their best player. When I look at... And they lost their manager, right? And Thomas Frank. And they lost their captain in Norgard, right? So that's just... You literally lost your most 4 influential players, and they brought in their set-piece coach as the manager. Keith Andrews, first job as a manager... Listen, I watched a few prediction videos from people.
I had them going down.
Brentford were going down for a lot of people. I think I had them going down too. I think I did.
Yeah.
So I have to be fair here and say for what they experienced in the summer and what they're serving up now and the results that they're getting, I have to give them massive respect. Bringing in Michael Kayode, I think was a good... I think that was a good appointment. Man said appointment.
Signing,
Sorry, I think that was really a good...
Impressive.
Good signing. Collins was playing well up until that own goal the other day, so I'm not going to shout him out, right? But they're doing it in a different style as well, which I want to give credit to because they're not here to try and, should we pop it out from the back? Nah, bruv. Kayode pick up that ball, launch it into the box, and fight, and let's see what happens.
Do you think that we're talking about right now, the big conversation in the Premier right now is where the football is going in terms of how many set pieces and long throws? Does it not suit, first of all, their set piece coach being their main coach, and also how much they do utilize physicality and getting bodies into the box and being tough to beat. 100%. It does feel like it suits Brentford down to the ground. That is
what it should be. I mean, like I always say, one thing that I hate about the Premier League is how everybody's copycat, how everybody does the same thing, how everybody wants to play the same way. How when I felt like I was growing up, Blackburn will play different to Chelsea. Chelsea will play different to I just thought it was different, right? Teams didn't come and say, oh, we have to go. Bro, we're going to be hard to beat. And if we get a result, we're going to get the result. And Brentford are doing that. They're just saying we're going to be hard to beat. We're not going to be one of these copycats. And in fact, people might say, some people are trying to say, you know, it's Arteta and Arsenal because they're set piece for corners and stuff, which is fine. But this long throw situation, I think Brentford are influencing the Premier League. I think everyone's doing it now.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Everybody's launching the ball. I think, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe your football club that you're watching, no, we've been doing it. But I think they're influencing it. And also, a signing that was really laughed at was Jordan Henderson.
I was waiting for you to say.
And Jordan Henderson has come in as the... No, he's not the captain. Is he the captain? No, he's not the captain. I think
he wears the armband.
Yeah, he wears the armband, innit? Yeah. Has come in with his leadership. And I'm not going to lie, I was so we were meant to go on Sky Sports and do worst signing of the season. We didn't end up doing it because it's a bit harsh. And my entry was Jordan Henderson. So I've got to, again, in context, I've got to say... well done to Brentford. So I gotta give him a B.
I have to agree. Like I said, I think context is important, bro. Like if you had a team finishing first and they're an eighth, you have to take that into account when you're grading them. Brentford were, for me, a team destined to go down. And look, I give them a lot of credit, but I don't think I was wrong to say that. When you lose, as you said, their four most influential people, you're losing 40 goals in the form of Mbeumo and Wissa. Mm-hmm. It's natural for someone to question, well, where are those goals going to get replaced? Yep. Where is the leadership from Norgard come? Can Keith Andrews basically replicate what Thomas Frank did for so many years? Mm-hmm. But I think, Cam, this is when it comes down to respecting well-run football clubs. Brentford are a well-run football club. We all know about their money ball tactic in terms of how they scout players and how they make decisions. And it is a little to be expected because they lost Ivan Toney, or they lost Watkins even, bring in Ivan Toney. Lose Ivan Toney, make Mbeumo and Wissa your main guys. Now they've lost those two. Look at how Igor Thiago has started the season. Yes. They're a well-run football club, man, and they make well-run football decisions.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, from one well-run football club to another, let's talk about Brighton.
You know what? I was originally...
If you give me the same grade as these guys...
Well, let me say, hold on. I originally wrote C for Brighton, but then I changed it to B.
I gave them a C.
You gave them a C. Yeah, Let me tell you why I changed it to B.
Okay.
Now, the reason my thinking before was like Brighton, they're sitting in, correct me, where is it? 10th?
Yeah.
They're sitting in 10th. Feels like a Brighton start, 4 wins. Like, this is kind of what you expect from Brighton.
Sure.
Now, you go through every single season, Brighton are going to be there or thereabouts these positions. But then I actually was like, okay, do you know what? Again, the context word. Let me look at who Brighton have played this season. Brighton have played Man City and beat them. Brighton have played Bournemouth. Okay, they lost, but that's a tough game at this point. They drew with Spurs. They beat Chelsea away and they beat Newcastle. That's a tough start. That's a tough start for me. For me to have Newcastle, on your wins, to have Newcastle, Chelsea, Man City, and a draw to Tottenham in those games, that's impressive for me.
I think that's one way of looking at it.
Me. So I don't mind it.
I could also say that the wins that they had this season were against the City team that at the start of the season were leaking goals left and right. Like if I want to flip it, I could say they beat that City team. Mm-hmm. They beat Chelsea, fair enough.
Away,
good win. Newcastle, bro, if we're looking at the name, sure, but we're going to go into Newcastle. It's not like they've been the most consistent team in the league. They've also struggled to score goals, I feel.
Yeah.
And then what's their other win? Leeds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Leeds.
We talk about this United thing about how they couldn't win back-to-back games. Brighton also haven't won back-to-back games once this season. It is kind of one win, one draw, one loss, one win, one loss. For me, them sitting in 10th, them being inconsistent, them being up and down, almost paints the picture as C. I don't think they've been
conceded a lot of goals.
Yeah, for me,
15 goals is a lot.
They haven't been like exceptional. They haven't been the Brighton of a few seasons back where like the football is like wow, almost transcendent across the Premier League. But they haven't also been bad enough to be dragged into any kind of danger down the bottom of the table. So for me, I just thought okay.
I understand that.
Yeah.
If we were doing like minuses, I'll probably say like a minus. B minus.
I'd probably give them a C plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, C
I
is just
hear you.
average. So for me, Brighton are having an average season.
Average season.
Yeah,
I mean, they're literally sitting 10th, so that's the most average
like
you can
when
be.
I look at teams like Bournemouth, I know Palace are only 1 point ahead of them, to be fair, or one position ahead of them. But like when I look at what Bournemouth are doing, Palace are doing, even Sunderland, I almost think to myself, is this not where Brighton should be aspiring?
But do you feel like Brighton are now victims of their own success? Because as you said, Palace are only 1 point ahead of them, but you probably have a complete different perspective on Palace.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Brighton,
the standards that Brighton.
But Palace are the FA Cup winners, really, so they should really have higher expectations in a way.
Yeah, I give a shout out as well to Danny Welbeck.
Yeah,
he's 100%. Having a huge season.
England call up.
They're saying Thomas Tuchel's gonna call him up, bro.
I am fully in support of that decision.
That's the
bro.
first Tuchel decision
I'm
you like.
I'm telling you, I'm fully in support of that decision. That is the right decision. Watkins, you've lost your place. I don't know what you're doing at the moment. Solanke, let's not even talk about him. Who's the other one? Ivan Toney, you're in Saudi.
Yeah.
Wait, bro, Danny Welbeck, man, experience, scores goals for England.
Tournaments and scored. Yeah,
Why not, man? Why not offer something different to Harry Kane as well?
What do you think of Hurtzler?
Hurtzler's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Like,
I'm not sure.
I don't know how to rate him. I don't know how to rate him. I don't know if he's like. I don't know.
He's so young, by the way. He's so young
for his age.
It's impressive.
The fact that he's not drowning or anything. He's handling the Premier League. He can handle the Premier League.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and say he's one of the best young minds in football or something right now, but I'm kind of just like, I don't know. I'm indifferent with him, innit?
Yeah.
I don't really have a strong opinion on him right now, in a good way or a bad way. What about you?
I feel the same way, to be honest. I don't have a hot take about Hurtzler.
Yeah.
But I look at him and I'm just like, the Zerbi and Graham Potter, like, I feel like they really had a stamp on their team.
They shook things up.
Yeah, with Hurtzler, I just kind of feel like he's there, to be honest with you. Yeah. I think I would love to know Brighton fans' comments in the comment section down below, but even Brighton fans, I think for the last year or so have been not indifferent, but they don't really know what to make of him, from a lot of Brighton fans that have told me. So let us know in the comment section down below. But yeah, Brighton for me this season, it's just kind of, it's okay.
If Baleba tanking as well, which is
I
insane.
mean, that's hard.
They have to deal with that.
And to be fair, they lost Joao Pedro.
Yep.
Who I know it's not like he was playing like Messi for them, but that's a big loss.
It's a big loss.
They lost. They've effectively lost Baleba. Whoever is playing right now, that ain't Baleba. That's Carl Baleba. That ain't Carlos.
Literally.
So yeah, it's a weird one. Let's talk about Burnley. I give Burnley a B.
B.
Yeah, I give them a B again because context. Start of the season. Can I explain why? You know how you just talked about Brighton's start to the season?
Yeah.
Let me tell you Burnley's.
Okay.
And then.
But are they winning these games?
Let me. First of all, Burnley are not in the relegation zone.
Yeah.
I think that's important to say.
Yeah.
This is Burnley's start to the season. Tell me which games here they should win. Spurs away opening day. They lost.
Yeah.
Sunderland at home. They won.
Okay.
Man United away. They nearly got something out of it, but they lost at Old Trafford in the last minute.
Yeah.
The next game was Liverpool at home. The last minute, Liverpool won that game. The game after that, they drew to Forest at home. The game after that, they played City away. The game after that, they played Villa away. Then they played Leeds at home and they beat them. Then they played Wolves away and they beat them.
So really
hold on. And then they played Arsenal at home and they lost.
So the games they
should have won, like the games that are going to decide if they're going to stay up, they've won. And they've played every single team, bar Chelsea, of the big six. And for a lot of them, they've actually competed in them. So when I look at what I expected Burnley to do this season, compared to what they are doing, if you look at all those fixtures, the fact that they're not in the bottom three, I think is really, really impressive.
That's a good point.
And they got a good run of fixtures now coming up in terms of games you would expect Burnley to compete in. For example, West Ham away, Chelsea at home, Brentford away. And then December, they got Palace, Newcastle, Fulham, Bournemouth, Everton.
They got to get results there.
They have to get results in these ones. But I think for what they've come up against and where they sit in the table right now, they will absolutely take that. B, is it generous? Maybe. But I think for what you expect from Burnley right now, for them, the goal has to be staying up. If they stay at the end of the season, they finish 17th. That's a great season for them. So I give them a B.
Go on, Scotty. I gave them a C.
Okay.
I gave them a C. I wasn't going to give them a D because, again, expectations.
Yeah.
But I gave them a C. Similar to the reasons, to be fair, I didn't go through their fixtures for that one. So you've actually kind of woken me up to that one. But them sitting outside of the relegation zone, for me, is the impressive part. Do you know what I mean? And as you said, I was thinking a lot about the Man United game, to be honest, because that's when I've really seen Burnley, and to be they were okay against Arsenal as well.
They were okay against Liverpool, bro.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
That's the game where Salah scored the penalty right at the end because of the Hannibal red card. The Hannibal penalty.
Oh yes,
they played decent.
They've
that game,
conceded.
Man.
I mean, they've competed. They've competed well. So I gave them a C. I wasn't gonna, even though they're 17th, I wasn't gonna go lower than a C for them. So
Okay.
yeah, C.
I think their business this window was okay as well too.
Yeah.
And when you look at the players that they brought in, I think Scott Parker's done well.
Go on, Scotty.
Scott Parker, his reps have been tainted a few times. He's come up to the Prem, right?
Future England manager.
Whoa, hold on, slow down. England.
Why not?
Why?
Englishman. Yeah, I mean that's what
there's a lot of English managers, bro.
Why is that? That's what we needed at helm.
Talking about Lampard, maybe, right?
Hey, he's always been touted in my list. You know what I mean?
Scott Parker, proper.
Yeah, bro. Go on, Scotty, mate. You know what I mean? He was once upon a time almost England captain.
He was playing. He was England captain.
Well,
for a
he
bit.
held it for they were passing it around. Yeah.
I like Scott Parker as a player, by the way. Yeah, good honest player. Let's go to Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Where do you have Chelsea? That smile is devious, man. What the? Why do I feel like you're about to give them an F?
Nah. I'm giving Chelsea a C.
I give them a C as well.
Yeah, I'm giving Chelsea a C.
Did you consider going lower?
At a point, until I saw that they're not that far off they're 1 point off Champions League.
Yeah.
So again, we just said it's like the championship, so that's why I gave them a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't give them that, but I don't like Chelsea.
Do you remember the start of the season before a ball was kicked when you told me look at their start of the season? They could be leading the league after 10 games.
100%.
You told me those exact words.
100.
They are not leading the league. In fact,
they're not leading the league.
You're talking about they're 1 point.
Yeah,
where are they sitting right now at the moment?
They're not. Well, they're 8 off Arsenal.
They're 7th at the moment. Again, tight. Like I'm not gonna praise Spurs for being. But I don't know. When I look at the run of games they had to start the season,
I agree.
And the way it's kind of transpired, I gave them C. But there is a genuine part of me, again, because we took context at the start of the season. Like they're around the same position as United. I might not give them the same score as United, but it's because I thought Chelsea this season could take a jump. I thought they could maybe even mount a mini title challenge. They've been disappointing for me based on where I thought they would enter the season.
I thought Chelsea could make some noise today.
And understandable. Palmer's missed a lot of time out. Colwill, I don't think anyone predicted he would miss the start of the whole season. So there's other factors that come into it. But for me, Chelsea have been underwhelming.
And the signings have been mid. You know what I mean? Chelsea signings have been mid. Even like João Pedro, I expected a little bit more, to be honest. He has scored. He's trying.
I feel for him in a bit because I think now... I think that the injury to Delap hurt him. I'm not going to lie. I don't think João Pedro's now and out number 9. And I think he's being asked to do things that he's just not that good at. But do you think
that's what he was signed for?
But then I think that's poor because people are talking about he's only taking so many shots. Go look at Brighton last season. He wasn't firing off 5 shots a game.
He scored a lot of penalties as well.
But he's never been like some high volume shooter like that, bro. He is a footballer. He's a playmaker between the lines and stuff like that. He can score goals, but I think he's being asked to do something he's just not that good at right now.
I feel like when I look at Chelsea, it's just like meh. That's how I look at when I look at Chelsea. Like, you're not bad, but you're not good. You're just like in the middle for me. Like when I watch Chelsea,
games,
like
they're really impressive. To be honest, with you.
But I can't lie. Like there was a stage. I think maybe it was Club World. I think it was actually.
Club World sounds like a fucking crazy rave, bro. What the hell? You go Club World tonight?
But I think it was the Club World Cup, and just towards the end of the season, I was like, hey, Chelsea are quite a fun watch. Yeah. But that's kind of left me now. When I watch Chelsea, I'm like, it's not that fun. Maybe it's because of the personnel. Like you're watching Garnacho and Neto, and it's not really that exciting and stuff. I like Estevao. Of course, I love to watch Estevao.
I have fun when Cole Palmer's playing.
Yeah, but I don't even think Cole Palmer's been at his best for a while either, though. I don't think. Yeah, I know he had the Club World Cup, and somehow he ends up in the World Player of the Year, World Team, and Ballon d'Or lists and stuff. But I don't think Cole Palmer has been at his best level.
He's had flashes.
He's had flashes. Do you get where I'm coming from? So when I look at Chelsea, I'm giving them a C because I'm not overly impressed. But I'm not too far. Like I'm not like, oh, you're a disaster.
How much of that C is being carried by Moises Caicedo right now?
A lot.
Yeah.
Imagine Moises Caicedo out of that team at the moment.
It's spooky,
bro. He feels
that is spooky. Literally. If Chelsea don't have Caicedo right now,
he's like a 2-man mid. He's doing. I feel like when I watch him, Enzo and stuff, I feel like he's carrying everybody in that midfield.
Yeah,
so
he feels like he's doing the job of 2 players.
Yeah. So again, it's not really a diss, like a massive diss, but yeah, when I watch Chelsea, I'm just like, I barely have any emotion. I barely have any feeling when I watch them. So for me right now, I'm going to give them a C. I can't go D because, again, it's so tight. in them positions. They have the exact same identical record as Man United. They're like, what? Well, how many points
But
off
don't
Spurs?
you think context comes into account when you think about what
Same
we
as
thought of
Spurs.
when we thought about what United were going to do this season compared to what Chelsea were going to do this season?
That's what I mean, though. But it's only.
So-
Well, okay, wait.
So when you take that into account and the fact that they're practically neck and neck, and United have had the harder fixture list to start the season, that doesn't bode well for Chelsea for me, man. I'm not gonna lie. And you know what? A big thing I give them, right, is the center back thing that's happened for them. Right now, bro, their center back situation's a mess, right? I think Tosin, Chalobah, even with the young Achimpong, I think next to maybe a more senior statesman or someone like Colwell, who's a bit better than all of them, I think they can shine a little more there. But when you're combining Tosin and Chalobah or Chalobah and Achimpong, for me is average, bro.
The thing is, though, because they're 2 points off City. Now, I guess their aim would have been Arsenal, which they're 8 points off Arsenal. But Arsenal have had an incredible start, 8-1-1. Even Chelsea at their best, how many points would you have envisioned them being off Arsenal?
Well, let me tell you at the start of the season.
Start of the season,
I'm gonna read you their fixture list, and you tell me which games you think they should have won, drawn, or lost, right? And you guys can play along.
Well, I've got to be fair. Just go through the first 5. I said they'll win all of them.
Palace at home, win.
I said they're gonna win all of them.
Chelsea should be expecting to play Palace at home and winning opening day. West Ham away, win.
I said they'll win all their.
To be fair, they did win.
Yeah.
Fulham at home, win.
I said they'll win.
Brentford away.
I said they'll win.
Win. United away. Look, I know United, it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, but it's always tough to go to Old Trafford. I'm going to cut them some slack there. Okay? Brighton at home. Win. They lost that game 3-1.
Bogey team for them.
Liverpool at home. Fair enough. They won it. Forest away. They won. Sunderland at home.
Yeah, they
lost. And then Spurs away. They play an amazing game. They're such a weird team for me.
Yeah.
I think in the biggest games, Maresca sets them up exceptionally well. I think he's really good at coming up with game plans against the big teams. But it's in these other games where you just expect Chelsea to roll over the opposition, where I still think they're not at that level I thought they were going into the season.
Yeah.
So I hear it with a C. Let's go to Crystal Palace. You know what? Can I tell you this? When I first just said Crystal Palace, I said A. And then I actually when I just blindly thought Crystal Palace, I was like, yeah, A. Then I actually looked into their season. I'm like, I can't give them an A.
It's not an A.
I think the start of the season was exceptional, right? They were unbeaten in the league, the longest out of any team.
Yeah.
I think the last few weeks, it's kind of...
Yeah, it's evened out.
It's tailed out a little bit.
It's evened out.
Yeah.
4 wins, 4 draws, 2 losses.
Yeah.
14 goals scored, 9 conceded.
I mean, they were on like a 4-game unbeaten run, 4-game winless run. I'm pretty sure at one point. No, hold on. After beating Liverpool, they lost to Everton,
they didn't win
drew
in
to
4.
Bournemouth, lost to Arsenal. No, to be fair, they didn't win in 3. Yeah.
I gave them a C.
I give them a B.
You gave them a B?
I give them a B. Yeah.
I feel like Palace now, they won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
They're in Europe, of course. I feel like Palace, again, they're one of them teams where genuinely you look at their 11, maybe, again, Glasner's obviously got to take credit for this because you can look at a team so differently depending on how their manager utilizes them, right? Sure. But I look at Palace and I genuinely think they should be able to compete with everybody, bro. No, but maybe not Arsenal and stuff like in terms of winning.
In a game.
I'm not saying like win the league. No, I'm not saying like win the. I mean, like, in a game, like they should.
But I think they do compete with everyone.
But I think them sitting in 9th shouldn't, for me, be like honorable. I think they can do better.
But then again, doesn't it come down to again? We're looking at how close it is, bro. They're 2 points away from 3rd.
Yeah, true. Okay, that's fair. That's a fair point.
I gave them a B because I think an A would have been the start of the season they had. They just continuing like what Sunderland is doing right now.
Yeah.
Spoiler, that's an A for me. I do think it's a step below that, but I think C is incredibly harsh, bro. I do think C is incredibly harsh.
I really thought Palace. Well, again, they
Where
are
did
still.
you-
They
yeah, I
are
was gonna
still
say,
in
where
there.
do you think they
They are
were
still.
gonna be?
It's hard because it's only 10 games.
Yeah.
But I just think.
I'm not looking at it as much. I'm not looking at it as much position for me. I'm looking at it more like how they've played, how they've made me feel watching them. The trajectory that they're, I think Palace have had a really strong start to the season so far.
4-4-2. Yeah, that's good. 4-4-2. 4-4-2.
They don't play 4-4-2.
Yeah, 4-4-2.
It's one of the few teams that play 3.
Well, you think I'm being harsh of C?
Yeah, I think they're a B, man. Mateta started the season on fire at the moment. What do they need to do to finish in B for you? Like, what would they have had to do to be a B?
That if they were like where Bournemouth are. I know it's only 2 points. But this is the thing.
If they were
one will win. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy,
They were
right?
a Mateta miss against Bournemouth in the last minute from being where Bournemouth are.
I know what you're saying, but let me see their fixtures as well, though.
They've had tough fixtures. I mean, they played Arsenal. They played Liverpool. Did they play City? They might have played City.
I don't know if they played City.
They played Chelsea, of course.
They played Arsenal. They played Brentford, Bournemouth, Everton. They lost to Everton. They beat Liverpool. Yeah, they beat West Ham. Drew to Sunderland.
Destroyed Villa. I think they've had a good
Forest.
season, man. Honestly,
Chelsea.
I think Palace. Just off watching them, I think they've had a good season. I give them a B. I think C's
They
harsh,
started
bro.
actually the season with 3 drop points in 4 games. But yeah, you know what?
You stick to your
gonna
C,
stick
man.
to
You
C.
stick to your C. Don't let me sway you,
I'm
bro.
gonna stick to
You
C.
stick to your
I'm
C.
gonna
Let us
stick
know in
to
the comment
C.
section down below.
And I like Palace a lot. I actually really like Palace. But I'm gonna stick to
Okay,
C.
so you gave Palace a C. I'm interested in where you put Everton then.
Everton.
Because Everton for me are a
Let me
D.
get it up. 1 second. Everton.
Are a D for me. Take the emotion out of your heart here, man.
I think.
You're nasty work, man. Yo, Moyes hype is
You know, I'll give them a D.
Again, bro,
I'll
I
give
feel
them a
like
D. I'll give them a
Everton
D.
were the team going into the
They
season.
were my surprise team.
But I feel like they were everyone's surprise team. I think we looked at the way they ended last season, the signings they made over the summer, going into new stadium. I felt like they were teams that usually end the season well, start the season well. And Everton, to be fair, they had a nice little run at the beginning where we were saying Grealish is back and Jai is everyone's favorite player outside the big 6. But I look at the results. I think it's one win in their last like 6 or 7. I think things have spiraled out a little bit. I look at the online reaction from Everton fans right now who are not happy with the football under David Moyes at the moment, which you understand.
Go.
But I mean, at the same time too, bro, you can say
another team that gets stabilized.
But
then they start.
He did a good job of stabilizing them, but bro, Everton just got bought out by big owners, bro.
Patience, bro. Establish yourself. You lot have been fighting relegation.
Everton are established.
No, but they've been fighting relegation.
But
they
should
years,
never have been fighting
bro.
relegation in the first place.
But you gotta understand, you did. So be patient. You can't just move into a new stadium, expect free flowing football immediately, and because you got investment, all of a sudden you guys are gonna be flying.
Can they expect better can they expect better than 1 win in their last 6 or 7?
Definitely, but it's a long season. 12 points.
No, I didn't ask you the
They're
long
not going to get relegated.
I said the first 10 games of the season.
Yeah.
You're looking ahead.
3 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses. Not the greatest.
It's not great,
no, it's
bro.
not the greatest, but it's not anything to be protesting about. Like, get the manager out about.
I'm not saying that, but
You know
I think
what I
they
mean?
also have a right to kind of be a little underwhelmed.
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm giving them a D. I'm going to give them a D.
Yeah.
But I don't think, if I'm starting to see like, disgruntled about football, for me, I don't know. This is what West Ham did. This is what a lot of teams do, bro. Like, just chill out a little bit, bro. You've been fighting relegation for the last couple years. You're a big club. I actually love. Not love. That's exaggeration. But I like Everton. But hey, you've been fighting relegation for years. Just relax.
since the 3rd game of the season where they beat Wolves away, they drew to Villa, lost to Liverpool, drew to West Ham, beat Palace, lost to City, lost to Spurs, and then drew to Sunderland. 1 win in 7.
You said they won their first 2? Did you say?
No, they had two wins out of their first 3.
Okay.
So again, remember, Grealish mania was the talk of everyone on everyone's lips. I love Njai, man. I love Njai. He's been their guy this season.
As well, but they ain't got Jared Brentford. You know, he ain't played a game this season, bro. You know, he ain't played a game. No, you're saying it like it don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Everton were one of the most solid teams in the Premier League last season. When Jared, if you look at their record,
he's not played
a game this season.
What's wrong with
0
him?
games. He's injured, bro. So if you look at when you look at their results pre-Jared Brantthwaite and post-Jared Brantthwaite last season, they were solid, bro. Very, very solid. And this season he ain't played a game and they've conceded 13 goals already. So
I think the thing
loss
for Everton this season, right? The disappointing thing for me, I'm not putting this on Moyes. I mean, maybe you can, but this is just from an outsider point of view. I'm a little underwhelmed by the young players they signed. They brought in this summer Dibbling, Asnu, and Tierno Barry.
Barry's not got a goal.
I don't think any of those 3 have really. I mean, they're young.
They haven't.
Yeah, they haven't really overwhelmed me, to be honest with you.
I agree.
Yeah, Dibbling. I mean, when you think about Southampton quoting clubs for 100 million last season, obviously that was huge money. No one was ever going to pay that. But maybe I was expecting a little more.
Yeah.
The forward situation is kind of a mess because I don't really rate Beto either.
Yeah.
But Barry is now coming to a new league. I don't really look at him either at the moment as like an out-and-out lone number 9 in this league. So it's difficult for them at the moment. But yeah, I give Everton a D right now, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think the football has been great and the results haven't been amazing either. Fulham,
D.
I give them a low D as well, bro.
I was close to giving them an F, bro.
Yeah. Fulham is
Fulham are meant to be a steady side.
Fulham have the same amount of points as Leeds, 1 more than Burnley.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, Fulham for me are meant to be one of them teams that I always feel like Fulham are gonna be in the, you know what I mean, that Brighton in and around them
I mean,
positions
the last few
at the end
seasons
of the season.
they've been just the steadiest team in the Prem.
Yeah.
Finished 12th every year,
And
beat a few big teams.
they seem off it this season. They seem a bit below their usual level. And even when you're looking at their fixtures, they've had some decent fixtures. They played the top six, a few of the top six, but no, they played Man United, they played Chelsea, they played Arsenal. But they ain't played Liverpool, they ain't played City.
The only 3 teams they beat were Wolves, who everyone beats, Brentford, and Leeds.
Yeah, that's poor. That's poor.
And again, people could say, "Oh, well, you gassed Burnley for doing it," but again, I didn't expect Fulham spent big money on deadline day, by the way. With that Kevin kid and who else was it? Ron Chukwueze as well too. Yeah, they didn't lose anybody either this summer. I looked at Fulham this year with the business they did on deadline day and thought, "Ooh, could this be the season where maybe they take another step forward, or at least consolidate where they are?" They definitely feel like they've gone backwards.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I agree. I'll give them a D.
Yeah, I gave them, to be honest, like close to an F. But
Yeah.
for now, D. Leeds.
Leeds.
Give Leeds a B.
A B.
It's similar to Burnley.
Yeah,
bro.
I hear you. I gave them a C.
11 points for a team that I looked at as maybe the weakest in the Premier League in terms of individual quality. I looked at that team that got promoted and didn't think they were a special side. Credit to Leeds. Now, can they sustain it?
Yeah.
I still think
I feel they'll get dragged into
by the end of the season, Leeds may still go down. But if I have to just judge them off 10 games, I think they've impressed me, bro. They've been way better than I thought they would be.
I gave them a C. I gave them a C. Similar reasons to why I gave Burnley a C in terms of you're not in the relegation zone, so I got to give you that credit. You know, you've competed in certain games, but for me, the main reason is just because you're not in relegation. I can't give you a B because I don't think you're doing anything outstanding. I can't lie, but you're doing well enough.
You know what Leeds have done a really good job
because
so
of my ratings for the teams that are in the relegation zone, it kind of has an effect on Leeds a little bit.
You know what Leeds have done a good job to do this season? 1 loss at home so far.
That's what you need to do.
1 loss at home so far, and it
huh?
was to Spurs.
That's what you need to do as a promoted
100%.
side. 100%.
Get as many points at home and scrap what you can away.
Man.
Yeah. So I give Leeds purely based on expectation at the start of the season. I look at Farka as well too. Big question marks on whether he can translate to the Premier League. Fair enough to them. Liverpool is the next club after Leeds.
Oh yeah, Liverpool. I forgot.
Liverpool.
No, bro. I thought it jumped straight to M. I forgot Liverpool. I'm flipping the L team, bro.
Cold.
Liverpool is this. Was this my hardest one to judge?
Is it?
It is hard.
This was easy for me.
Let me see what. Listen, so with Liverpool, I did put down. It's hard because, bro, they are still in a decent position, but. You know what? Listen, Liverpool is a tale of 2 seasons, right? Literally,
tale of 2 seasons in 10 games.
It's a tale of what's it called? 2 halves. 2 halves.
5 games and 5 games.
Yes, bro. First 5 and second 5 is so different, bro. 6 wins, 4 losses. Win their first 5, lose their next 4. Like that is mad, bro. That is literally contrast.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But I don't even think it is, bro, because even their first 4 wins were unconvincing, bro.
Yeah, I gave them. In my mind was saying C. I wrote C. Or would you give them D?
I gave them a D. Absolutely, bro. They were a lot of people's runaway Premier League champions this season, bro.
But you
They're
still got to give them
7 points behind Arsenal. They lost 4 games in a row. They were very fortunate in their opening 4 as well, too. Yeah, for me, Liverpool, bro, I understand. Look, their crisis is not the same crisis as Wolves' crisis. I get that, but you gotta be relative here. This is a team that broke 2 Premier League transfer records back to back. I had Liverpool this season. Their ceiling is the highest in the league. They started the season. People were saying, "Oh, when's the title race gonna be over?"
Yeah.
Nah, for me, it's a D, bro. Relative to expectations for Liverpool, they're a D for me. You gave them a C. So what, you were considering even B?
What I was thinking about with the B is because I'm looking at a Man City, for example. But to be fair, you're right in the terms of I shouldn't even be looking at Man City. I should be looking at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Out of all of the ones, Liverpool, I should be looking at Arsenal because at this stage, I wouldn't have expected them to be where they are. I agree. And I'm thinking about it because even with the context of Isak hasn't blended in, Wirtz hasn't blended in, Frimpong he wasn't all that good. And he got injured now. Ekitike is the only real signing where you're like, okay, it's looked well so far. It's like Kirkes is a literal disaster at the moment.
Yeah, this is only 10 games, by the way.
I know. I'm thinking.
The performance against Real Madrid was great last night, by the way.
You know what? I'm gonna agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change it.
Bro, when I know it's an online section of the fan
because
base.
it's the fact that it was all them losses in a row.
Bro,
all them losses in a row.
They lost to Man United.
Yeah, at home.
They lost to Man United at home.
Yeah.
They let Amorim go back to back.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a D for me, man.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? I'll change my mind.
I think they're on not the what's the word? Yeah, I guess the precipice.
Well, if they beat Man City, all of a sudden their season's
I think they're on the
changed.
precipice of changing their season.
Bro, Aston Villa, Real Madrid, and Man City. I looked at that and I said, "Whoo, what? 7 losses in a row?"
I know it was a poor Madrid team, but I actually think Slot might have done something with his team yesterday. I think there's a formula there that he can go with.
You reckon?
I think Wirtz on the left, that has to be the way forward for me.
But then Wirtz on the right against Frankfurt, I was like, "Oh man, maybe they found something too." Then they go next game and lost.
Yeah, but they didn't play on the right that game. I think they brought Salah back into the team.
They did.
They
did.
No, I think Robertson at left back.
Gakpo now benched. Crazy, because I thought Gakpo has been someone that's contributed well this season.
Tough, but I like the balance that Robertson.
I mean, that should have been the case the whole time. That was when we were doing preseason like talks about Wirtz. I was like, he's gonna play off the left hand side. I thought that was a given because I thought Wirtz is not gonna. You're gonna want to keep that energy, that engine in the midfield, and he'll be drifting off the left. I thought that was always going to be the case. So I was surprised to even see him starting in the 10. So maybe it's taking him too long to get there. But I don't know. I'll wait for the Man City match before I say our City back because Liverpool. Because Villa, I don't know what Emery was doing tactically. Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's a whole nother video.
Yeah, we could do a whole video on Real Madrid, bro. I'm telling you right now. So yeah. But let's see with Man City because they feel like can we do something too? Are we pairing over?
They're just chugging along.
Yeah,
right now,
so they feel good about themselves a little bit. Liverpool are feeling good about themselves. We should be in for a good game.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So I'll say D for now as well.
At the moment, I give them D, but I think they're on the verge of turning things around. Now we go to M's and we go to Manchester City.
Man City,
yeah.
I gave a B.
I give a B as well too.
Is it? I gave a B.
People are going to be so confused about how is City B, how is Liverpool D. Again, I think you've got to take everything into account.
The reason is I thought Man City this season, again, it could still happen, but I didn't have anything for Man City. I definitely didn't have
finish them top 4.
I thought just top 4. Liverpool and Arsenal are going to go band for band. I had Chelsea above Man City.
I remember that. Yeah,
I had Chelsea above Man City.
Third, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it, and I'm not trying to give City an underdog gimmick. Please do not think I'm giving City underdog gimmick. They do not deserve an underdog gimmick tag at all. Yeah. But I'm looking at what I thought of them in the beginning of the season to what they're doing now, and I'm not saying they're doing anything amazing because everybody's talking about Arsenal sustainability with corners. Is Haaland scoring 13 of your 20 goals sustainable?
Maybe.
For him, no.
Maybe.
For him, he's gonna score 30 goals probably. But can you continue with Foden only scoring 1?
That's
what
I was gonna say Haaland.
No.
Hell, bro.
No.
You might go for 50, bro.
No. I don't mean like that. I'm talking about can you? What's 13 into 20? Must be about 70.
What's 13 out of what is it? 65%, right?
Okay. You can't afford one player to score 65% of your goals and think you're gonna win a Premier League or do anything significant, in my opinion. So the rest need to contribute. It's not about Erling Haaland. Haaland is he's probably gonna score a goal a game, bro. You know what I mean? From now on, I'm just talking about can the rest of them not contribute statistically and it continue? So I don't think that's necessarily sustainable for City to have a good season. But overall, one thing I'm impressed with is Pep has changed his football. In a way. Now, I'm not going to give him too much credit for just playing a bit of a counter-attack in football, but he managed to have done that. You know what I mean? We ain't reinvented the game the way everyone will make it out. Like, oh, we play transition football. Oh, Pep does it. I ain't got it, Pep. But credit to him, he has changed it. He's playing more to suit Erling Haaland's style of play.
I think he's playing to suit his team's strengths.
Yeah.
I think he's playing for his team to survive right now.
But I think right now, he's going to be in a little bit of predicament because he was playing to his team's strength when Ryan Cherky wasn't fit. Now Ryan Cherky's fit and he's done about 3 press conferences waxing lyrical about this guy, but each says hopefully he can, adapt to us too. Now, when are you Pep? Yeah, what I'm interested in is because Cherky makes you change your football, bro.
Of course.
Cherky makes you change your football. So is Pep ready to do that though? Is Pep going to start Cherky against Liverpool? I don't think he's going to.
Really?
I feel like he's not going to, bro.
That'll be disappointing.
I feel like
after the performance he just had, I think
he looked, bro. Did you see the way Liverpool just ran Madrid off the pitch?
Yeah.
I think Pep will look at that and think, can I do a double 10 of Foden and And Turkey, I think he's going to get nervous. I think Turkey changed it. That's the thing. Right now, the counter-attacking stuff, and he plucked in Turkey into certain game. Oh, I'm not going to play you this game. I'm going to put you this game. But you know Turkey's such a good player. Turkey loves playing with Haaland. Haaland loves playing with him. So his creative outlet is needed. But what is that going to do for your football? Because if you've seen when Turkey has been playing for Man City, he's doing you touch, I touch with Foden and Doku. But that's not what Pep has really been playing this season. So I want to see how he handles that situation, because that will make you change your football. Are you going to try and do you touch, I touch, lightweight players against Liverpool with Szoboszlai running like he's prime Steven Gerrard at the moment and that? I don't know if he's going to do it. I hope he does.
That'd be fun.
I don't know if he's going to do it.
I need to be there for
Bro, I don't know if he's going to do it. I don't know. What do you think?
I think he should. Will he? I mean, I don't know. I guess that's when we really find out how pragmatic Pep has become. Yeah. Because I definitely hear it. Going to Anfield.
That's Anfield. Etihad.
Oh, what is that? Oh, he's definitely going to play then.
You reckon?
100%. Oh, in my head, I was thinking it's Anfield. Oh, he's playing Turkey. Of course he's playing Turkey.
Foden, Doku.
Yeah.
You think he's doing it?
Nico Gonzalez and Reinders behind him. 100%. Nico Gonzalez, by the way.
Hey, yeah, you guys are Reinders, bro. By the way, you're forgetting Chief Lieutenant Bernardo Silva, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, bro. Bernardo Silva is Turkey's biggest problem.
Yeah, maybe.
Reinders is fit. He wasn't fit the other day.
Say Gonzalez, though. I like Gonzalez, man. I actually think Gonzalez this season has been a sleeper in terms of more improved players. No, I think he's been good, bro. I've actually been impressed by him.
Did you see some tweet about him, like when he passes, he does this hop?
No.
Watch it. It's the weirdest thing. Every pass Nico Gonzalez does, first of all, he doesn't pass on the move, bro. He's always stationary when he passes the football.
Really?
It's weird, bro. And then when he passes,
sounds like I've noticed.
Bro, and when he passes, he does this kind of like adjusting of his feet, kind of like hop. So he'll pass, then do like a bounce hop. Every pass. Bro, it's weird, bro. Now you won't unsee it. And every time he passes, he's stationary. Bro, it's weird, bro. Like, he's not like on the move and pass. He gets it, he'll look around, he stops, he passes, and does his hop. Stop, passes, then does his hop. Bro, it's freaking weird.
Yeah, Twitter is so funny.
Bro, and now I can't unsee it, bro.
I gotta see that tweet.
You watching Dortmund City?
Yeah, of course.
Look out for it. I'm gonna look out for it, because that's the first time I've seen it. Yeah. So let's see. But
I mean, how much of City's greatness is it's kind of like Chelsea, right? Like, if Haaland isn't there right now, bro. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
It feels at the moment, bro. I think it's still to this point that the second top scorer has one goal.
Scored 6 of their last 7 goals in the league. 6 of their last 7 in the league. 13 of their 20. They're the City. It's funny because I saw Lee Gunner, right, doing a video about like Arsenal not scoring enough goals and stuff like that. Man, they're still behind City in goals. And I was just thinking, like, 13 of them are Erling Haaland. It's not like they're getting spread out at all. 13 is Erling Haaland. So.
And to be fair, he scores almost every game. So it's hard to say it's not sustainable. But the problem is when he doesn't score, like against Villa, no one else is there to... Yeah.
So I'm giving them a B, though.
I give them a B as well, too, man. Man United. Where do you have Man United? I went back and forth with two scores for this. I really tried looking at this as objectively as possible.
So did I.
Because there was a part of me that was like, is it a B? There's a part of me that actually thought that, but then there's also a part of me that's also like, are we just so low right now that like 3 wins in a row give me a giddy feeling?
We are redeeming it. I mean, we are changing it up. I think we are turning it around a little bit. The draw against Nottingham Forest for me was disappointing. You know what I mean? Especially with the way we're playing. I look at Man United and I think to myself, still right now, do we play the good enough football to beat the teams that we should beat? Brighton, funny enough, it sounds weird by saying we shouldn't beat Brighton, but 1, they've had our number. 2, the way they play football make us play inferior ball. Suits us. Liverpool suits us. But then the rest, bro, we had a dogfight versus Burnley. We go to what's their names? Nottingham Forest, where we're expected to win again. We can't get our game off. You know what I mean? So again, I'm looking at Man United. You got Spurs on the weekend. That might suit Man United, depending on how Thomas Frank
paper,
sets up.
But the way Frank plays, that might be ugly, bro.
Exactly, you don't know. I mean, they had a really impressive performance against Copenhagen, so maybe they might think
they've been good in
that's
Europe,
that's the way of going. So how are we going to set up? If they go and play and say, "Oh, you guys break us down," we're in trouble, in my opinion. If Spurs come and try and play against us, then we're in a game. I'm still going to give Manchester United. again, maybe I'm being I'm emotional. I'm emotional about Man United.
B, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm emotional about Man United. So guys, maybe you want to take this with a pinch of salt because I did have Man United having. I said I think Man United, if we finish 8th, which I said, if we finish 8th, that's where I expected us to finish at the start of the season. I won't lie. I'm looking a bit above now. Like, yo, why can't we when I'm looking at the context of the league? But I'm still just going to give Man United the same thing I gave like Chelsea. I look at us and we're just meh. We're just a meh team. We're not impressive. Okay, we're not shambolic, but we're just a meh team. But Lyes, bro, we've conceded 16 goals, bro.
Fucking hell.
Come on.
What?
We've conceded 16 goals in the league.
Hold on. What's the rest of the league saying in terms of goals conceded?
Well,
hold on.
We have conceded. The only teams to concede more than Man United are Leeds, West Ham, Forest, and Wolves.
That's crazy.
Oh, and Burnley. So basically, all the promoted sides plus Forest and plus all the promoted sides: West Ham, Nottingham Forest, and Leeds.
That's a lot of 16.
I said from Sunderland. Sorry, 16 goals, bro.
Wow.
We conceded 16 goals.
And yeah, it's not like we're banging them in either.
Well, to be fair to us, we're doing well goal scoring wise.
We have
17.
one
more.
Goal difference is one goal, bro.
Yeah, 17 goals is good though, but
it's all right, man. Again, look, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Bournemouth, Spurs, Chelsea, Brighton,
the teams in and around us, innit?
All have the same or more than us, so they're okay.
Like, all around us, yeah.
We got like a mid-table attack, and I do think our attack is.
Don't you just think we're just mid? C is mid.
I don't think we're
C. You're just mid.
Yeah, but I think you have to like look at it in context with the rest of the league as well too. Plus what I expected at the start of the season. Plus where we were a few weeks ago. I think we're a high C. I think we're closer to B than we are to D in my opinion. I don't think we're a great footballing team. I definitely don't. I think we have some really good players that have really turned up this season in moments. I think my biggest issue with Amram, you're talking about in terms of against the. Are you okay?
Bro, I don't know. Bro, you know when you get like wind in your chest?
Yeah, bro, you good?
Bro, I don't know.
It's gonna be the first podcast episode where someone's
like,
like
a heart attack, bro.
Chill, bro. What's up?
Fucking hell, yeah, go on.
I was gonna say you're talking about Amram. Doesn't really know how to like be the protagonist in games, right? He plays better when he's almost the side with less expectation on him. I think my biggest issue with Amram is he doesn't have a plan B. I feel in game, right? I think he comes in with a way of playing. And when it works, it works. But the minute any manager makes any kind of tweak mid-game, I feel like he's shown this season he struggles. I think even against Burnley, when the minute Scott Parker made a little tweak, I think Emmer had no real way of responding. Forrest the same way in the second half. Only towards the last 10 minutes did we really kind of figure things out. So that kind of shows where we are as a team right now. Yeah. We have one way of playing against you, and if that doesn't work, boy, we might be in trouble.
Can I raise a point? I'm not sure if it's something that Man United fans have noticed, or I kind of briefly said it to you the other day. Bro, all of our subs are bad this season.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Our substitutions are all terrible.
There's a huge level drop.
Yeah. Like, no matter who it is, Xerxes, some bad cameos. Combi, bad cameos. Dorgu, every time he comes off the bench, it looks like the other team about to start getting ascendancy. Mazraoui's cameo against Forest was probably the disaster of the season. That performance was shocking, bro. Dallo, maybe he be starting. Everyone that comes off the bench does not perform, no matter who. In nearly every game this season, when Amrin makes his subs, so I'm thinking, what is the issue there? What is the issue? Does he, because we're playing one game a week, are players cold? Are players not in rhythm? Is it because like maybe if we played in the midweek, you'll pluck this guy in, that guy in, maybe you get more players play and they're warm. But something feels like when everyone that comes off the bench at the moment, they just come on and they're cold. They can't get into the game. It looks like the game is too fast for them. I don't know what it is. I actually can't put my finger on it, why it is. But every time we make a sub, we considerably get worse. It's crazy. And I would love to see if that's the case. If like one of the starters who start now, like if Casemiro...
Plus minus in football, bro. What's Kobe's plus minus when he comes on?
Yeah.
What's Dorgu's plus minus when he comes on?
I mean, if you're looking at like, in terms of the control of the game, when Kobe's coming on, we're losing control of every game. When Dorgu's coming on, we're losing control. Teams start going down that side. Like, everything about our substitutions, I don't know if it's the timing Amarim is doing them. I don't know if he's not keeping them warm enough because it's one game a week and he's got his fixed 11. I think for a few of them, it's not for all of them. I think for a few of them, it's just they're also not as good as the players they're replacing, bro. I definitely think like when I see Ugarte come on for Casemiro, that's a big drop. Yeah, I hear that, but like I don't know. It's concerning for me, man. Yeah. And I think that was possibly in his thinking why he didn't bring on any attacker against
Oh yeah, he's
Forest.
he's
I think
he's
he's thinking,
shook.
oh, Mount.
Yeah, he's definitely shook.
I don't know if
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
do
If
this.
Mount was fit, he would have played him.
Yeah.
I think he's just coming back, right? I think he
No,
missed
I
it.
think-
No, I think in training he was expected to miss this game. Same with Maguire, in fact.
Xerxes, no minute.
Yeah, I
like,
think he's shook
probably
right now.
not-
I think he's looking at these guys. I can't trust you. Yeah, but the thing is, you got a long season, bro. So eventually, you're gonna have to trust
You're
them.
gonna have to trust these
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
When Christmas comes,
You can't win. You
we
can't.
need
You
these-
can't do shit in a league of 11 players.
Bro, we
Yeah,
need these guys warm and in rhythm by the time Christmas period comes, because
sure.
then it quickly becomes 3 games a week, 2 games a
Yeah.
week. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, whoa, yo, this first 11 have to carry, because every sub we make, it looks bad, bro.
I might give United a B, bro. I'm not gonna
Wow.
lie. I think at the start, like, bro, I know it's ifs, buts, and maybes, but United could have very well been in second place on Saturday, bro. And I don't think we're saying C at that point. I think for where I imagine this team would be, and what I think the quality of this squad is, I think where we're at right now is actually pretty good.
Hey, top
Is
Reds,
it gonna last?
you've got one.
Nah, you don't. You know
You've
what it
got
is?
him.
You know what it is, Cam?
I'm
Because
joking.
our fixture list, I think our fixture list has been kind of tough, right? And we've done well to get out of it. But it's kind of like what you're saying. A tougher fixture list almost favors us. It's against the
Yeah.
smaller teams.
Yeah.
Like our fixtures coming up now. I think we got what? We got Spurs. We've got Everton, Crystal Palace.
Yep, these are the games.
West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, Villa.
These are the games.
You would expect United now to really go on a run.
You would think so.
But that's the worry for me. I almost feel more comfortable playing Chelsea at home
Bro.
than I do playing Villa at home.
Facts.
It concerns me.
It's weird.
So a lot of football left to be played, but I'm stuck between a B and a C for them. Newcastle. By the way, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clubs left. Okay,
Newcastle D. You know
Same.
what,
Agreed.
bro? I think Eddie Howe. Yeah, I think Newcastle. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just like the way Newcastle play. Maybe I'm being a bit naive, but I still think they're gonna climb up the table.
Yeah, you've said it a few times.
Yeah, I just still think, I still think Newcastle. I don't know why. I just think they got good players, bro. They got a good
They
team,
do.
bro.
They're quality. Yeah, they
yeah,
do. I agree.
That's why I'm looking at Eddie Howe and I'm thinking, ooh, are you starting to get to that point where it feels like a manager's been at a club for it always happens.
We just talk about Emery, bro.
Yeah, a manager's
has
been
it
at a
gone
club for
planned?
yeah, bro. Because I hope not. Because again, I like the way Newcastle play. I like that people look at St. James's Park as like, oh no, St. James. I like it. I like the energy they play with. But I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, you lot have been really, really disappointing. Despite Voltmada, coming as, is he the surprise package of the league?
Potentially.
Potentially.
Xhaka, I mean, you have to say,
we knew who Granite is,
but
though,
can't
innit?
be this good.
Yeah,
We'll talk about Xhaka.
fair,
okay.
yeah, but Voltmada's come in, in such tough circumstances. I've got to give them the credit for that, I guess. They're playing on without Isaac. Maybe I'll give them a bit of points
To be
for
fair,
that.
though, Voltamata has been Isaac's replacement.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
not like the striker situation is the problem.
Elanga's been a poor signing so far.
Yeah.
Anthony Gordon contributing to nothing. He's not done a goal and assist, I believe, in his how long?
Yeah,
20 games,
yeah,
is it something?
it's crazy. Yeah.
So when you're looking at what these guys are contributing, it's not good enough at the moment. So I'm giving it Newcastle a D, especially because, bro, at this stage, I was one of the people start the season saying Newcastle, they're my fifth place club. I had the top 4 of
I remember you
Chelsea,
saying that. Yeah,
and I was like, Newcastle are gonna push it close.
'Cause I remember I
But
was
for them
telling
to
you
be
at the start
sitting
of the
there
season, I was
12th,
like, Newcastle, I don't think they had a great window. I'm a little worried for them. And you're saying, yeah, but they still have enough quality
Yeah.
that when everyone is healthy, they should be good. They've won
But to
3
be
games
sitting-
this season.
That's terrible. 3 games. That's terrible.
3 wins.
Sorry, 3 wins.
And can I tell you who their wins are against?
That's poor.
Wolves, which I feel is just a gimme.
No, yeah.
Forest, who were on an 8-game losing
Yep.
streak. And Fulham.
That's poor. That's poor. I have to give them a D.
Yeah, for me, a D.
I can't go F, but for me, nah. To be 5 points off
To
Manchester
be fair,
United.
I want to give credit to Chiao and Voltamata because I think they've been good signings. But when I look at Jacob
yeah,
Ramsey,
he's that centre.
when I look at Jacob Ramsey,
What's his name? Chow.
Chiao, Thiaw.
Yeah.
But when I look at Ramsey, when I look at Elanga, Ramsdale, I mean, he's not even played, but I'm not going to criticize Ramsdale for not playing. But yeah, I don't. And then Wissa is just like,
Where the hell is
wow.
this guy?
He's injured, bro.
Yeah,
And
when
then
is he
gonna
gonna-
go
when
off
is he
to
back?
AFCON? He's good, but by the time he comes back, he's gonna
That's
play 4 months of the
crazy.
season, and he would have been free by
No
that
wonder
point.
he was
basically.
fighting for his damn life, bro. He
Yeah.
lost scam, bro.
For me, it's an underwhelming season. But for me,
100%.
Newcastle, it's like Villa on like a scale below that as
For
well. too.
Newcastle to be 6 points off their rival Sunderland.
That's bad.
I gotta
that's-
just knock you down just for that,
crazy.
bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I gotta knock you down just for that,
That's
bro. I was
crazy.
watching Sunderland till I die, mate, and now they're here
Yeah.
above you in the Premier League. That's insane, bro.
Nottingham Forest.
Oh, F.
Yeah, I give it F as well.
That's
too.
a strong F.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. What's his name? Marikinis?
Marinakis. Mr. Marinakis.
Mr. Whatever, bruv. Him.
19th in the league.
19th
Oh my God. I didn't know
One win, bro. Absolutely shambolic season. I mean, getting rid of Nuno, shambolic decision.
Yeah.
You know, they're not really doing much for the squad that they
We
have.
from 19th.
Bro,
Oh
they
my
have
God.
good players. They have Callum.
bro,
they
they got
have
a squad.
Gibbs White. They have Awani. They have Chris Wood.
Awani's kind of mid, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's
I
decent.
like Jesus, bro. Igor Jesus.
Yeah.
He looked like a problem
he's a thug,
against United.
though. He's a thug.
I can't say those words, man.
He's a thug. He's a thug.
He's a tough forward to play against.
He's a thug. He's a thug.
he's a tough striker to go up against.
He's a thug. He was doing a lot of thuggery against us, bro.
He's really difficult to play against.
Is this the Brazil? I think the Brazil I grew up on, bro. Him and Joe Linton running around like two thugs in this Premier League, bro. But
bro, do you think about the money they spent this window
money
as well,
that they
too, bro?
spent.
On McAtee and Doy.
Who did they lose?
Hutchinson.
They lost Elanga.
They lost Elanga.
They kept their centre
Of
halves.
their key players, think about it. They got Zinchenko.
Yeah.
They got what's his name? They got Ndoye. They got Douglas Luiz. They got
yeah.
Hutchinson. They got
Yeah.
McAtee. They got Igor Jesus.
Yeah.
They brought the other centre back. They always spend money,
They
right?
kept their centre backs who were linked with moves. They kept their centre halves. I'm so
but you're
disappointed.
saying it's not even about player quality, bro. I mean, look, I think it's actually pointless to even talk about their players.
And
They
he got
fired
sacked.
a coach.
They've had 3 managers.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
10 games in. Forest have had 3 managers.
It's nuts.
Come on, that's a stone wall F. F. I wish I can go lower.
Yeah.
I can go lower. You.
You know how we were talking about like well-run football clubs,
Yeah.
the Brighton, Bournemouth. They make smart decisions based on stats and analytics and how they want to play. Forest basically pulled a West Ham. You know how West Ham, they go from one manager of one style to a different manager of another style, and that's ultimately what their downfall comes down to. For Forest to go from Nuno, plays one style of football, to the whole other extreme in Ange, to now almost come all the way back to Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's a poorly run football club.
Poor.
Really poor. Like, that's poor football decision making.
Stone cold F.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Under Sean Dyche, though, where do you see them
I think
going?
they'll keep them up.
Well,
He'll keep them up.
Bro, this would be the best team to ever go down if they go down.
Hey, mate. West Ham in the 90s, mate. Take a look at that team.
My fault.
Yeah,
My
take
fault.
a look at that team.
Can you rattle off a few of the names on the West Ham
They
team?
got Joe Cole. They had
The
a few.
90s.
Yeah, they had Joe Cole. Yeah.
Joe Cole was with West Ham in the 90s.
Yeah, bro. Or early 2000, maybe. I think it might have been the 2000 Premier League, maybe. 99,
I think
2000.
this would be the
maybe.
best team that ever goes down, bro.
Go
The
check that
quality
West
that
Ham
they
team,
have.
mate.
My fault. Yeah.
Yeah.
My fault. Okay.
With Ari in it. They had Ari Redknapp at the time.
I think the hope of Sean Dyche is what he's got 28 games left to play. Can he get them back like contesting for Europe again, bro?
Yeah. What?
Like Conference League.
No, they're not.
There's 3 competitions, bro. Don't forget about that.
They're not doing that. Remember, they're in Europe, no?
Yeah.
They're not doing that.
They beat Porto the other day, by the way.
Yeah.
Porto was unbeaten in Europe.
Yeah,
Porto was
that's
unbeaten in their
insane,
league.
bro. That's insane.
Yeah.
Sean Dyche, but
They're gonna do a little Leicester, bro. You remember
Maybe.
Leicester that one season where they were like,
remember they almost beat Atletico Madrid.
they beat Sevilla,
Yeah.
and then I think they drew to Atletico. Bro, it was crazy.
That was post Kante as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, that's a Stonewall F. But I think Sean Dyche keeps them up definitely.
I think that's undoubted, bro. There's no way that team
Yeah.
goes down, bro. If they go down, that's a huge failure.
Yeah.
Sunderland. Okay, you go from an undoubted F to is there higher than A? A star.
Bro. A star, bro.
Bro, wow.
They're A star,
What
man.
a story.
Sunderland. You know what's funny though? Not everybody, but we'll give it to the masses. Did predict Sunderland to stay up. They're the one team that I think people didn't have to go down because everybody was kind of impressed by their summer window, huh?
But there's always the worry with those when you make
When
a lot
you
of signings.
overdo it.
Fulham,
Yeah,
QPR.
yeah,
There's always
yeah.
the worry, right?
There's always the worry, but I mean, and I think they signed well. You look at Granit. I have predicted Granit Xhaka in every prediction video as the signing of the season. Yeah. I just knew he would walk into that club, captivate them, cult hero shit. Granit Xhaka, just real men, bro. I just love the player, bro. I just love Granit Xhaka. Always defended him at Arsenal, but I was listen, this is a real throwback, but when he put that middle finger up to Arsenal, yeah, I was fighting for my life defending him. I was like, yeah, bro, go on, Granit. You know what I'm saying? So him coming in, captivating everybody. Mukiele, you can see he's played for me. You can see he's played at when he's looking at around that team. He's played at a higher level than what he's come into. You look at Diarra. Yeah. I think that's a good signing. You know what's so funny? How did Bertrand Traore find himself back in the Premier League, bro? The other day I was watching, I was like, Bertrand Traore.
No, they got a few players. They've signed some really good. I like the young players they've signed, but then you look at like Masuaku. They signed.
Masuaku.
They signed Bertrand Traore.
Yeah.
They signed. Brian Brobbey. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, hold on a minute. Like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Honestly, so I like what they've done. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes it could go wrong, but I think they've got a good thing going on. They're very difficult to beat. They're strong in set pieces as well. They play with that Geordie kind of. Well, I guess they call themselves Mackhams. They don't call themselves Geordies, but they play with that kind of that fire. You know, that fire that side of the world have, or side of England have. So I really like Sunderland, and Isidore adds that just little bit of reliability that if you create, I can score goals. You know,
he's Premier League like ready.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the biggest thing for teams getting promoted to the Premier League.
You need a guy that can get you at least 10 goals.
There'll be a guy that like. Who was that guy who used to play for Middlesbrough and then he had one stint at Fulham, but he used to always kill it in the championship for Middlesbrough? Striker.
What color was he?
White.
Nugent.
Like, 2010s. He was, maybe Middlesbrough's not the club he was like known for, but when you think of 2010's championship bagsman, he had a stint at Fulham where he got promoted, where he got signed for them and it didn't work out for him, but he was always banging in the championship. If I tell you this guy's name, championship bagsman.
Big man, or
not really. Was it McCormack?
No, not Ross McCormack.
Was it not Ross McCormack?
Ross McCormack.
Didn't he used to always score hella goals?
Yeah, he was. But I'll be surprised if it's Ross McCormack you're talking about.
I think it is Ross McCormack that I'm thinking about, bro. Ross McCormack.
Short. He's short.
Yeah, I didn't say he was tall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's it is him, bro. He scored 53 and 144 for Leeds, 25 for Cardiff.
Did he play for Middlesbrough?
Nah, maybe it's not Middlesbrough then. Who am I thinking of, bro? Middlesbrough. Keep talking about Sunderland. There's a guy in my mind right now. Middlesbrough strikers.
Now you got. Now it feels like trivia. The people are probably shouting the answer.
Who am I thinking
Ross
of?
McCormack.
Bro, I feel like that's. Let me look up 2014 championship top scorers, because it's around this time. Minor intermission. Hold on. Jordan Rhodes. That's what I'm thinking
Jordan
of.
Rhodes.
No, but you know what I mean?
Killed it at Blackburn.
He killed it for everyone.
He didn't do nothing in the Premier League.
But that's the name. I don't know why I thought McCormack.
Didn't Jordan? Yeah. Okay,
I think Jordan Rhodes also went to Fulham as well too, right?
Jordan Rhodes.
He did have a stint at
Blackburn.
Didn't he have a stint at Fulham as well too?
Go to Fulham.
I think that's who I'm thinking of. Nah, it's not him either.
Maybe
I'm mixing up both their careers because he was at Middlesbrough as well too. Yeah. But anyways, my whole point, bro. 73 goals.
No, Jordan Rhodes in the championship was 83 for one season was a gunman.
But regardless, right? My whole point here is kind of like we've seen strikers be really good in the championship and then make the jump up to the Premier League, and they're not able to replicate the levels because of the jump in quality. And I think it hurts a lot of promoted teams. So when you have a guy that can bang in the championship and then carry that level up to the Premier League, I think it's huge for staying up. And the fact that Isidore has come to this level and doesn't look out of place whatsoever is huge. I want to give a shout out to their goalkeeper as well too.
Yeah.
Serious goalkeeper,
you like him,
bro. Serious goalkeeper.
What country's from? Germany?
Netherlands.
German type name.
Robin Roofs.
Netherlands produce good keepers, huh?
Yeah, he's been really good for them this season, man. Really, really strong for them. I give them, A, undoubtedly.
Nah, A, 100%. I like that Gertruda guy as well.
Yeah.
He looks decent,
innit?
Yeah, that guy
I think, honestly, everyone they've signed has looked pretty strong, bro.
They got a good team going on. But yeah, your point about the strikers is... Glenn Murray is a good example of somebody that did well in both. You know what I mean? Came to Brighton, he held it down for as long as they needed until they get the quality of João Pedro's and all these type of guys. So yeah, that's definitely a good point. I always think you need 10 goals from your promoted striker. Who?
Danny Graham.
Oh, absolutely. Danny Graham.
But remember his first season, he was really good. And they got Michu in there and he said, out of here, bro. You did your job for a year.
He was a mid guy, though, man.
Danny Graham. Yeah. But his first season in the Prem was actually good.
Did well. I swear there was a point that he was almost getting called up for England, I'm sure. He was linked to the England call-up. I'm sure it was.
Potentially. His first season was strong.
David Nugent got called up for England.
One goal and one goal.
That is
1 game, 1 goal. That's a good thing to have on your track record, though.
That is darkness, bro.
Let's go to Tottenham. Again, weird team to judge right now, bro. Weird. I give them a C. I gave them a C, bro. It's so bizarre that a team can go from 17th
go on, Karen.
to what, 4th in the league right now?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around there. Anyways, they're in the top 4 hunt. To go from 17th to 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And the results on paper have been really good, and yet your entire fan base is unhappy.
Yeah.
It's just so bizarre to me, bro. It's so bizarre. And I'm not going to lie, right? Like, I'm not trying to take too much into it, because obviously Frank came out and said Van de Ven and Spence apologized to him. But those scenes were damning, bro. I'm not going to lie. Two of your senior players, like, walking by you, the whole stadium booing, and they completely just disregard you. That, for me, I was like, damn. Are things at Spurs this sour already? What do you make of it?
Spurs.
What do you make of Spurs this year?
I'm gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I think that was disrespectful from Jed Spence and Van de Ven. But I think they were caught by surprise at boos. I think, you know, sometimes footballers don't hear the noise. So I think they just had that match, didn't win against Chelsea, then hear boos and think, wait, we were just third. I don't think, you know, we expected it because we're all up in the media, we're in the masses. I don't think they expected that. And I think that pissed them off. I think they were pissed off about the horrific performance. Both of them were at fault for the goal.
Yeah.
I think they just then heard the boos and were like, what? I remember when England got booed one time. He was like, "Are you guys remember?"
Yeah, against Algeria.
Yeah, like, you look mad. Yeah, like, what are you doing?
Like, always great when your fans are booing you. Yeah,
exactly, bro. I think sometimes it catches people by surprise. So I'm giving them the benefit of doubt, but massively disrespectful. But Thomas Frank standing there and looking for flipping 20 minutes made it a lot worse as well. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, simple apology. Let's all be real men and move on. You know what I mean? Van de Ven, look, he rewarded it with the goal of the season, bro. That's goal of the season.
Yeah, that's unreal.
Bro, what the hell?
That finish was crazy, but I think we're talking about the run. That finish is cold, bro.
This is the time where it comes down to player names. If a world-class player scored that goal, we would be...
If Van Dijk scored that goal, bro, the whole world would collapse.
Even not even another centre-half, well, definitely Van Dijk did it, but that would be different. Bro, if Mbappe scored that, we will be screaming, bro.
Best player in the world.
Bro, if Yamal scored that.
Henry come out.
Bro, if Yamal scored that.
Yeah, bro.
If Yamal scored that, I'll be saying scary thing. I might be saying Ankara Yamal, bro. You know what I mean?
Ankara Mickey.
Bro, literally, bro. So, I think that's unbelievable. So, good response, man. Spurs are a weird one because, as you said, maybe I'm taking in the information from their fans a little bit.
But I think
because they're really disappointed.
Valid.
Yeah,
bro,
they're really disappointed.
Your entire fan base is upset and you're in the top 4.
Yeah.
That tells you something.
But are we judging teams by their football in a way?
We're judging it off everything, bro. What have you made to their start to the season?
I think it's been a good start. So
what did you give them?
I didn't have Spurs in the top 4 or top 5. So I'm going to give it a B.
I give them a C.
I'm going to give it a B.
I give them a C.
17 goals, 8 conceded. That's decent. You know, plus 9 goal difference.
Maybe I'm almost looking a little ahead, thinking, is it sustainable?
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I think they're going to fall off. And maybe that's why I'm giving them a C.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie, bro. Some of these performances, even in wins, are pure.
One thing is that Spurs need to sort out their front line.
You say their front line? I don't agree. Well, I think their front line is kind of cooked whoever they play. I don't think they have great options up there. I think they got to sort out this midfield, bro.
But he needs to know who even if they're cooked, you need to know who you're starting, your best.
But it's kind of like, do you want mid or mid for me? It's like, I don't really think whoever you go. For me, this Painha, Bentancourt double pivot needs to be scrapped, bro. You're talking about ball progression. You're talking about being able to play through the lines. You're talking about Spurs playing a more adventurous style of play. You can't play those two in midfield.
Painha has 4 goals, which is weird. He has 4 goals this season. He has 4 goals.
Bentancourt, I think,
and he got an assist. He got an assist the other day as well. Van Ben's top scorer, 6 goals.
I was saying Bentancourt, I think he grabbed. Ben has 6 in all competitions. 6 goals. Insane. But yeah, I think that midfield pairing needs to be scrapped. I agree. Fuad was talking about it. He wants to see one of Sarr or Bergvall playing at all times.
Yeah.
I understand it.
I agree.
So yeah, I mean, it's really weird. I can't remember a situation where any team has started the season as well as Spurs, and the overwhelling consensus is like, this is
they're not playing well. Yeah.
I give them a C.
One. That's a tough one.
Yeah,
it's really if I could do like B- or something, I would.
Because you're talking about United.
Yeah.
Bro, you gave them a C, and a lot of your talk was style of play.
True.
Performances.
True.
So I think if we're being fair with Spurs right now,
good point.
It's their poor performances as well too. Quickly rounding this up, West Ham.
F. It might get time. You know I'm a hammer, mate. You know I'm a hammer.
Hey, yeah, but you're an Evertonian. You're a hammer. You like Newcastle. You got a soft spot for Chelsea, Man United till I die. Fucking hell, you're half the league, mate.
No shit. But I'm a hammer, mate. You know what I mean? So the fact that what's going on with them, I'm actually starting to get to a point like, do we need these guys out the league? It's getting annoying.
I agree, bro.
It's actually getting
dark
annoying
for West Ham,
because
bro.
they're badly run as well.
Horribly
like it's getting a bit annoying. You know what I mean? Like West Ham are the type of club. If anyone needs a takeover now, it's probably them. Like Sullivan and all that. Like, listen, the time is up. You know what I mean? What was I forgot my man that died. Gold, RIP, you know what I mean? Good man, him. You know what I mean? Good man. Always welcome me in the stadium. Yeah, I'm saying so.
Always welcome me in the stadium, but personally.
Yeah, always welcome me, mate. You know what I mean? David Gold, good man. But Sullivan, I think it's time for him to let go of this club. You know what I mean? But I do think they shot themselves in the foot with the David Moyes thing. But that's not forget it. I want to hit
I feel like that's
West
so
Ham's
far
biography.
gone now that like they could have recovered at this point. Yeah.
What is going on with West Ham is just...
There's a nasty stench at that football club,
It's
bro.
bad,
to the point
bro.
now
It's
that it's
bad.
like it doesn't feel like it's a manager or player thing. It
Bro.
feels like anyone that comes to this club. It
Stadium-
feels like they're a mini Man United, bro.
Olympic Stadium feels it feels soulless.
Yeah, it is soulless.
It's
It feels like a
soulless. Like,
graveyard.
I know they've had some good seasons there, but when it's bad, it's really bad there, bro. Because it's like they're so far away and they have nothing to sing for. It's honestly, it's really bad, bro. It's
Now,
really
for me,
bad.
when Nuno came in, and Nuno was almost like the insurance policy for any club that when your team's in trouble, you go hire
drowning, bro.
Nuno. When I see Nuno come in and even he's struggling, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man, like they might be too far gone, bro.
They might be
like
too
I
far gone.
actually really do agree with you. Like they might be unsalvageable.
It's scary.
For me, they like obviously we hope United with Ineos now they feel like a mini Man United
Yeah.
in terms of the decision making at the club. Everyone comes to the club and almost falls off.
Mm-hmm.
Bowen's their own Bruno. He's the only one carrying the club on his own. It's dark there, bro.
It's scary to think
They
that...
could go down this year 100%.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like, I don't know, like, I think they should, just because they got like
No, 'cause
Jared
the quality,
Bowen and
you
stuff.
think,
Yeah,
but
like,
bro, like they
Paqueta.
are very susceptible to go down. Very susceptible.
F solid.
Yeah, and then the next one is the last one. It's the easiest one is Wolves.
Just cancel the show, bro. Let's just lock off the podcast, bro. Wolves.
It's dark.
This is a U. This is a U. This is
It's
the
gonna be
worst.
lower than a U, bro.
This is the worst
you get
ever.
Suspended, bro.
This
You're
is the worst
expelled.
ever. Yeah, this is just... I don't even want to talk about you. 22 goals conceded, 7 scored, minus
0
15 goal difference, 0 wins. And even when they had the opportunity to win, they bottled it in the last minute as well against who was it the other day? They lost 3-2 in the last minute. Or was it 4-3?
Yeah.
They lost to somebody anyway, bro. Keeping up with all these games is hard. Horror. There's no words for them, and they finally just sacked the manager.
Burnley. It was Burnley at home.
Burnley.
They were down 2-0, came back 2-2,
Yeah.
and lost in the last minute. Yeah.
Finally, they got rid of Vitor Pereira after giving him a new contract in the summer.
They just fired the director of football this week as
Did
well,
they?
too, who
Yeah.
just joined this summer.
They're all over the place, man. Wolves, it is dark. Wolves, yeah,
I'd
they're
love
probably
to-
going down.
I'd love- I'd
It's
love
a
a
certainty. It's pretty much a
I'd
certainty.
love a Wolves fan to tell me like where it went wrong for Wolves, because at one point they were signing top players. They had a squad that almost felt like the best of the rest. They were in Europe.
Has George Mendes pulled his
Bro, he must
stocks in the
have.
team?
Because
don't
I
see
mean,
them
even the
Portuguese
squad
people
isn't
anymore.
Portuguese heavy
Yeah.
anymore.
But bro, do you know what is funny enough? Like Fuad is the one that actually woke me up to Wolves, because I watched his prediction video for his thing, and he had Wolves going down, and I was like, okay, let me see this guy.
I think I had Wolves going down.
I was
as well,
thinking
too.
Andre, Yago Gomez, and these guys, Larson, like they're still gonna like be decent. Then he brought up a little graph of Wolves each season.
They get worse and worse and worse.
Flipping hell, bro. They went from like, I would like, let's say 9th for 12th, 16. It's inevitable, bro. You're looking at their trajectory. Relegation's been in their vision.
Every
in their
year
sight.
they've lost their best players and they're
Yeah.
replacing them with relative mid.
Yeah.
For me, when they
This is
lost
their
Cunha
time
and
now.
Aït Nouri and replaced them with like
Yeah, that's a big
average
losses,
players,
yeah.
for me, I'm like, guys, you can't lose your best players and replace them with average players
Yeah.
every year. Eventually, you're gonna go down.
It's time. It's time. The trajectory showed it, and to lose your best player in Cunha, it's over.
But I would really love a Wolves fan to let us know in the comments. Like at one point, Wolves they were spending heavy money on players
Wolves
as well
are a proper
too, bro.
team, innit?
They brought Ruben Neves into the championship.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, he was playing in the championship. Yeah, Jota.
Yeah, Jota, Raul Jimenez. I
Yeah.
mean, they went. What was it, Europa League quarter semifinals? Like they looked strong. FA Cup semifinals. How has it gotten this bad? Let us know in the comment section down below.
Worst team in the league, man.
And give us your grades as well too. What do you agree with what we said? Which ones do you disagree with? Get involved in the comments. Give us your grades for all 20 Premier League teams, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. As always, like, share, subscribe. Shout out to BR Football for always powering this podcast on X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
Let them know as well. Soon, this might be the last episode where it's under Lyes Bouzidi.
Yeah,
So you guys,
we had a good run.
if you're gonna try and find the eye test, you have to know. You have to type in the eye test now.
Yeah.
You can't just type in Lyes. Even me, I just type in Lyes. You have to type in the eye test now if you're gonna try and find us after this episode.
You guys are day oneers, by the way, because once it changes, this is the original crew. So
Yes.
shout out all of you guys. Love for always supporting, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.